Okay, here we are again. Thanks for joining me today. If it's your first time here, my name's Peter and I make videos about Thailand. Okay, so just a short one today. It's basically, I'm replying to a question that I got yesterday, and this is a question I do get from time to time, and I thought, great idea for a video. It's about the drinks with the girls. Somebody was asking me, do you get scammed with drinks when you go into the go-go bars, beer bars, that sort of thing. Not really scams so much, it's just the way they sort of do things. I thought I'd explain a few things that you need to know. And really this video is aimed at anybody who's never been to Thailand before. If you live in Thailand or you're a frequent traveller, then it won't really be of too much interest to you. So the first thing you need to know is when you go into a bar and you talk to an attractive young lady and you'd like to buy her a drink, what you need to know is what they'll do. The biggest kind of scam that they do is you'll agree to buy them a drink. They'll come back with something like a tequila and Red Bull. Now, the only problem with that is not one drink, that's two drinks. And if you don't know it, you'd look at it and you just think it's a mixer and it goes with the drink. Ladies' drinks are very, very expensive these days. It's not like the old days. They can be as much as 200 baht for one lady's drink. And if you look at the exchange rates now, the Thai baht is very, very strong against all foreign currencies. It's no longer cheap to buy ladies' drinks. In the old days, you could buy half a dozen ladies' drinks and not worry about it. Not anymore. In fact, most of the bars now, when you buy if you buy a ladies' drink, it's actually more expensive than the beer that you're drinking or whatever you're drinking, most of the time, that is. So that's the biggest one you really need to look out for. So as I say, you're sitting there, you'll offer them a drink, they'll come back with a tequila and Red Bull, and you know, you can ask the waitress, will that be charged as one drink or two drinks? And she will tell you it's two drinks. So how I've got a friend, how he gets around it, and I've watched him do it, and it's actually quite good because it doesn't cause any bad feelings. If the lady says to him, will you buy me a drink? He'll turn to her and say, yeah, one drink, you can have one drink. And when he does it like that, he's really emphasizing that one drink with his index finger. And normally at that point, they realize the guy knows his way around, and you know, they'll only buy the one drink. And as I say, because he does it in a very friendly way, it doesn't cause any bad feeling between him and the girl that he's talking to. So that's the first thing. You know, you've got to make sure that if you do buy somebody a drink, it is only one drink. The second thing I'll talk about is the type of drink they're now buying. In the old days, again, I have to keep referring to the old days because it has changed a lot. They're very well groomed now. Their peers are very good teachers. They tell them how to maximize get the most amount of money they can out of people through drinks. And with the drinks, I'll just slip this in really quick. If you didn't know it, they do get a percentage of those drinks. So the bar gets some money, she gets some money. So it is really a motivator for her to get as many drinks as she can. It's not just about drinking. So why tequila? So as I say, in the old days, they'd have a glass about that size and it'd be half full of Pepsi or Coca-Cola or something, and that would last for 10 or 15 minutes. The reason she has a tequila is she can literally throw that down her neck in about 2 seconds, and she'll sit there looking at the empty glass, and you know, she'll want another one. And again, that's another form of maximizing her money, as it were. The other third thing you need to look out for, and this is quite a common thing, and don't put up with it. What will happen is there'll be a girl, she'll stick to you like a cheap suit. She'll seem very warm, you'll get to like her, and you'll buy her a drink. The minute that drink comes to the table, she said, I've got to go to the bathroom, or she makes her excuses, or she talks to a friend, and you don't see her. She comes back, downs the tequila, and wants another one. What I would advise you to do in that situation is if you get a girl who does that, call the mama-san or call the girl whoever controls the girls in that bar, call them over and explain to them and say, look, I've just bought this lady a drink. The second it come down on the table, within 15 seconds, she walked off and came back and threw it down her neck, and I'm not paying for it. I've seen it done lots and lots of times. If you're not being aggressive, you're not being loud, 9 times out of 10, they'll understand and they'll say fine, and they'll knock it off the bill and they'll have a word with the girl. If it starts to get a little bit ugly or loud, just pay it and walk away. It's a lot better to do that than try and get into an argument, because you will lose. They'll all gang together and you'll come off worse for wear. So just do it that way. Another thing you've got to watch out for, unlike in the UK, I'm guessing it's the same in most countries, when you buy a drink, you pay for it up front. In a pub in the UK, for instance, you go to the bar, you order your drink, and you give the barman your money for that drink there and then. The second time you do the same thing, and again and again. In Thailand, it doesn't work like that. What happens is you'll order your drink, they'll bring the drink, and they bring a small, normally a wooden or a plastic pot and they'll put a bill inside that pot. And as the night progresses and you have more and more drinks, every time you have a drink, they'll bring that a bill, and they'll pop it in that pot, and those bills accumulate throughout the night. So if you've had 7, 8 drinks, obviously there'll be 7 or 8 bills in the pot. What you've got to look out for, especially if you've had quite a few drinks, is occasionally they'll try and slip 1 or 2 bills into that pot. So if you've got 7 bills, they'll go to the bar and there'll be 8 bills. The way you get around that, there's 2 ways to get around it. One is every time the waitress puts a bill in your bill pot, just make sure that you have actually got a drink that matches that. The other thing to do is when you ask for, normally it's like you'll say check bin, she'll take the bills up to the cashier, total it, come back, and she'll give you 1 bill. What you should do before, when you when you ask for your when you're cashing at the end of the night, when you want to pay your bill, just count how many bills are in that pot. A lot of friends I've got, they'll actually they'll count the bills and they'll calculate the total in their head, and then when the bill comes back, they'll just make sure it matches. It's just you know, it helps you not to get ripped off. Now here's an important one: happy hours. A lot of the bars do happy hours now, and one I take advantage of, for instance, is if I go to Soicowboy early, I'll go into Tilak Bar. They have a happy hour in there. I can get a pint of draft Heineken for 90 baht, which is quite good value these days. But the ladies' drinks, there is no happy hour. So what can happen if you don't know, you'll go in a bar, you'll see that your Heineken's 90 baht, a lady will ask you for a drink, you'll think, hey, it's happy hour, why not? I'll get her 100 baht rather than 200 baht. And you might even get a 2 or 3. At the end, your bill comes, it's a lot higher than you thought it was going to be, you challenge it, you haven't got a leg to stand on. There is no happy hours when it comes to ladies' drinks. So if you go into a bar, it's happy hour, yes, your drinks are 50%, anything you buy the lady is full price. So that's something you need to know. And one last one I'll just finish on. It was, somebody wrote to me quite a while ago, I did mention this in a video, but I'll just touch on this subject again. One of the waitresses came up to his table, shone a torch into his beer bottle, and he got very offended by that. He thought she was being rude, and he took it as if the waitress was trying to force him to have another beer. That's not what it is. It's actually good service. Most of the beer bottles are green or they're brown, and they can't see inside them. Obviously, it's a dark environment in most cases. The waitress comes up, she shines a torch into the beer bottle. She might even pick it up to have a look. That's to let her know how much is in that beer bottle. If there's only a quarter, something like that left, she will ask you, would you like another beer? Good service. As I say, I've been in countries where you'll finish your beer and that empty bottle will sit on the table in front of you unless you go up to the bar or you call a waitress over. So it's good service. So don't be offended by that, guys. That is absolutely normal. Okay, so as I say, a short one today. I hope those tips helped you. When you go into a bar in either Soicowboy or Nanaplaza, somewhere like that, you'll know now. Okay, thanks for watching this, and I'll see you on the next video.